is a guy that had a lot of numbers and finished his career as the top passer in Lobo history is Dez Chumley. Dez Chumley comes in at 86, 2.5 years. Kind of, okay. 2.5 year starter for Dez.
Yeah, how do you...
He comes in...
that?
Well, okay, so Bivens gets hurt.
Yeah.
Stephon Dunn comes in and plays the first 2 or 3 games. He's getting sprinkled into it, and I think around week 4 or week 5.
I do not remember that guy.
Week 4 or week 5, King made the sophomore Dez Chumley the starter. I think he had a 20 number, too.
Dez Chumley?
Yeah, like at the very beginning. I don't know if he had a 20 number.
He wore 3
was
numbers.
17. He was like 17, 15, and 2. So he was 17. Not a 20 number. That's just Carlin. Anyway. Now I'm not even like this.
Shouts to Carlin
That wasn't
Freeman.
even a joke.
Okay.
I wasn't really trying to shit on nobody. Right?
He did wear number 28.
He did wear 28 as a sophomore. But Dez Chumley comes in at this list, and the thing about Chumley is that those years are kind of forgotten. 2012, 2013, 2014. It's not like a lot of people really don't remember those years really well. A lot of the guys in our age group were at school at the time, so we weren't around to see it. But for the people that were around, they watched Chumley absolutely ball.
Yeah.
And over his course of his 3-year career, he finished with 66, I believe. Wow. 66 passing touchdowns, which is just immaculate. I don't know how there's a way to put that. Haynes King, of course, on 62. I'm not bad. Haynes King has 86, but Dez Chumley 62. And he set that record. The guy that had the most, guess the guy that's third in touchdowns right now.
Third in touchdowns right now. Passing touchdowns.
Yeah.
Third.
Yeah.
Number 3. Damn. Damian Lewis.
It's Carlin Freeman.
Oh, shit.
Carlin Freeman in those 3 years had 29 passing touchdowns, which is...
I should have knew that.
You should have. I thought you would have guessed at least...
I don't know why I thought they lose.
I don't know how you went all the way to...
My bad.
Yeah, anyway. But the difference between Carlin and Dez Chumley is 62 and 29.
Oh, word.
So Chumley is a guy that threw the ball a lot. Now, how does a guy that had 62 touchdowns end up at 86? It's because at the quarterback position, what do we value the most?
Wins. Just win, baby.
Big wins. We want big wins out of our quarterbacks. I think that's what separates Haynes, Aaron Johnson, and Joel Armstrong the most, is because they had the best playoff runs.
Yeah.
And so that's, I think, what sets them in, like, if there were tiers, they're tier 1.
Yeah. Because
they went and they played at least 3 or 4 playoff rounds.
So what tier would be?
I think tier 2, easily.
Okay.
I think it is kind of like Bivens and Desmond kind of go in this tier 2 category.
Yeah.
Just because they don't have a lot of playoff wins.
But they still
Carlin
have,
too.
They have the ability.
Carlin kind of gets thrown in that category too because he has like good numbers. He's third in all time in touchdowns, but not a lot of playoff wins.
Played on one of the best teams.
Yeah, and
or 2 of the best teams.
That doesn't contribute to his legacy at all for not having playoff wins. But back to Chumley. Chumley, when you watch his highlight tape, he's really good.
He is
like way better than I remembered him being.
Yeah.
He's a guy, especially his junior year. I think his junior year may have been his best year, throwing the ball to Dorian Leonard. And that 2013 group had a lot of good receivers. 4 or 5 of them that were good receivers. A lot of good backs. Tyler Miller was a sophomore of the year, but Jermichael Hasty was a guy. Little Pete Novivica. He was a running back that had like 8 or 9 touchdowns.
He was number 28.
28. Pete was like not bad.
You know why he wore that number, right?
Not because he thought he was Adrian.
No, because it's 28 grams in an ounce.
Is that why he said that?
No, I just made that up.
Wow, because that is
I just made that
a
up.
little okay.
Shouts to my boy Lil Pete, Lil Snoop.
Yeah, little drug talk. That's what I needed on my damn podcast. A little drug talk. Not gonna edit it out either.
No, leave it.
Yeah. So Dez Chumley is a guy that's better than I remembered. Really, without Chumley is kind of like the guinea pig for Haynes, in a sense.
Oh wow!
And I'm not trying to disrespect him at all, but what I'm saying is like he's the first guy that they came out and was like, okay, we're gonna try throwing it with 4 wide receivers on the field at one time. We're gonna try throwing it with, we're gonna go spread. We're gonna go empty backfield.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like the things that you see later down the road, about 3 or 4 years later with Haynes. You saw it first with Chumley, the pistol formation. Like, he was one of the very few quarterbacks that got to run the pistol. and ran him a lot. Like that was one of the go-to formations while Chumley was in there. 2012 is 2013 anyway is one of the best skill years that I think we've ever had with the combination of receivers and running backs. And Chumley was the guy that had the keys to the car. He was the quarterback. And like I said, 62 total touchdowns. I think he had 8 or 9 on the ground too. So no, he had 13 on the ground. So 75 total touchdowns. Also a dual sport athlete. Got drafted out of high school to go to the majors. Played a little baseball. And just a superb athlete and a guy that
that's what I always knew him for.
Yeah.
Of course, if you from Longview and you went to Foster Middle School, you know his mom's is Miss Darlene Chumley, who I adore. I love to death. She was my algebra teacher. And I can just remember him being a kid, and it was just baseball, baseball, baseball. As a matter of fact, if I look in my 7th or 8th grade yearbook, he's in the back in a baseball uniform. And for me, that's all I remembered about him until, I look up one day, and I'm reading a paper, or I'm on the internet or something, and I see that Desmond Chumley is our quarterback. And I'm like, damn, am I that old? He's already in high school now? And then I started hearing his name more and more and more, and one of the most fondest memories for me has nothing to do with really what he did on the field, but more so what he did for my big brother. Obviously, my brother played quarterback, didn't finish his career because he tore his ACL twice. My brother wore jersey number 2, and in Desmond's senior year, he decided to commemorate my brother by wearing his number. And he used to post pictures on his internet, on his Instagram, and he would hashtag it 2 for Q. So it was almost like, he was just paying homage to my brother. I know my brother worked with him a little bit in that off season. So, I don't know, I just always have respect for him for doing that for my big bro. And then, of course, watching him play on the field, the most fondest memory I have in the game was the 2014 Lufkin game down there at Rose Stadium, when it just looked like Longview didn't have a chance. At one point, it was like, all right, here we go again. Lufkin getting the best of us, and then they put together a run that's for the ages. I know if you was at that game, you remember. And he was the leader on that. On that comeback. He spurred that comeback, man. He made some big plays.
Made several big runs, several big scrambles, several big plays, extended plays. He was definitely the main proponent in that comeback. And so definitely one of the most fondest memories against Lufkin, coming back from 28-0.
Yeah.
And so just a guy that, if he had a couple more playoff wins, he's easily top 50.
Yeah, he got to be.